but thanks for noticing. Once in a lifetime.
I love that.
This video and all content is made possible by our Patreon subscribers. For $3 a month, you can help keep the lights on here at From North to Wharf. Thank you for your ongoing support. And if you would like your own From North to Wharf merchandise, head to fromnorthtowharf.threadless.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I'm JB.
I don't know how it looks to everybody else, but that intro always is staticky for me, and it's like touch and go, and it's very rough. So I don't know how it is for the audience. But, yeah, I may have to fix that. Unless it looks good to you all, it's just something on my end. I'll have to watch the video.
It always looks decent on my end. But...
Okay, then maybe it's just something on my end that's making it look all wonky. As long as it looks good for you and the audience, then we're straight.
Maybe it's just the Florida Wi-Fi just exceeding all Ohio expectations.
I was going to say, I know you ain't talking about my Wi-Fi.
No, I ain't going to talk about your Wi-Fi.
Let's see who we got here. Hello, Christine. Hello, Cello. Hey, RVA. RVA, I appreciate you checking out the Twitch stream not too long ago. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, me and my buddy were playing Phasmophobia. And RVA and Marlena came in and hung out for a bit. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
Pretty fun. But yes. We are back. It is Monday. It's a brand new episode. We now have new episodes to discuss. We're talking the Great North. We're talking Krapopolis. We're talking Grimsburg. And that's about it. Guess what? Mike Wolf watches Game of Thrones, so clearly it's still a very good show.
Yep.
No, people watch crap TV all the time. So
not fair. Wolf knows quality.
Doesn't fix something that isn't. Don't fix something. Okay, bet. As long as it looks good for y'all. For me, it's a little... touch and go, but as long as it looks good, then it's just something on my end. I need to get a new computer in general, though, so it's all good.
Yeah, don't fix something broken.
Okay, a little news to discuss as far as the bento box universe goes. We know that Bob's returns in May, thanks to Scott Jacobson, writer on the show.
Yep. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. When? Don't know. He just unprompted. He responded to. Or he commented on our post, and I would have missed it completely. But because it came in like a flurry of like other comments, I would have missed it completely. But no, Scott confirms that they're coming back in May. Yep. Universal Basic guys, their season's actually over. They'll return in the fall. As confirmed by the showrunner, who we messaged earlier. And then beyond that, WonderCon's right around the corner, so we should be getting the reveal of the WonderCon merchandise from Toddland.
That should be coming soon.
Yeah, real soon, actually, because WonderCon's just right around the corner.
I would imagine finalizing designs and getting ready to ship it out.
Yeah, I believe Toddland is doing the same thing they've always done, where you can order the stuff online. But once we hear news about that, obviously, when we're allowed to, we will let you know. And yeah. All that fun stuff.
Yeah, we'll let you know the news if there's like ADA lines or anything like that, or issues like that come up. And also, Teen Apocalypse did post the 2025 fan meetup for WonderCon, so they're starting to get ready and getting like prep and stuff going for that. So if you're not following them, give them a follow if you're going to be in the WonderCon area for the Bob's Burgers meetup.
Has she already announced the time and date and all that?
I'll check real quick. Last time I checked, it wasn't announced just yet.
Just the fact that it was indeed happening.
But let me see if she's posted anything new with that. I think it was like over the weekend. I think she posted it.
Okay. And for those of you who've never been to, or if you're in the Anaheim area and you've never been to WonderCon or you've never been to a meetup, in the past, the cast and crew have shown up. Our friend Mario has shown up, handing out prints. Keisuke, of course, has shown up, handing out prints and hanging out with fans. Not saying that's going to happen this time around, but I mean, you never know. Hey, Marlena. Hello, hello. Whew, sorry, I was out of breath.
So it looks like she did announce it's going to be Saturday at WonderCon.
Okay, what date is
time right now? Let's see. WonderCon is going to be on. Let me find an exact date for that. Last time it was for Easter weekend. So let me see.
Oh, that's April 20th. But yeah, if you're in the Anaheim area, normally Teen Apocalypse does the meetup outside of the con building, so folks can actually attend. If they're not even able to attend WonderCon, they can still go to the fan meetup. So
it's going to be on March 29th.
Okay.
And then I'm just trying to get time and stuff real quick from her. She has reminders. Let me see if I can get it. Looks like it's 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, that's late.
It is late.
That's late. All right. We'll be sure to post that on our Facebook and Instagram and all that. Hey, JZG. I see you're getting a lot of play from the folks at Great North with all your
with your crocheting
or knitting or whatever it's called. Looks great, though. It's amazing. Hey, Homer fan. But yeah, we'll post all the WonderCon information probably once we're done here.
Yeah, we won't wait too long.
Yeah. And actually, for the sake of getting everything done, a little North to Wharf news. I'm going to, JB, I know I put this in the notes for later on in the show, but we're going to do it now. The Patreon plug.
Yeah, let's do it.
So for those of you who know, we have a $3 tier, which essentially is the basic tier. You get a shout out at the end of every episode, and you help keep the lights on here. You've known the spiel for a while now. Me and JB have decided that it is time to add a secondary tier, which we are calling, we're calling the Wharfers. We changed the name to the first tier to Friends of the Wharf. But essentially, for $10 a month, you get fan commentary tracks. With me and JB, we're going through all 200 plus episodes. Yep. We've already recorded 6 or 7, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are up now. We will release 1 a week. Right now, we have Crawl Space and Human Flesh are both up on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Commentary tracks who will remain Patreon exclusives. For $10 a month, you'll get access to YouTube videos a week prior to mass release. I don't know why I'm having to remember. I can just pull it up right here. But again, we figured we went back and forth. We've had this for a while. We went back and forth on a price range, like what makes sense, and we figured between the both of us, if we're doing 200 plus episodes of Bob's, almost 100 episodes of The Great North, and all these non-bento things, we figured $10 seems like it's not bad.
Yeah, it's just mostly for like the time and stuff to fix it, do it, as well as like the other things. And I think we even asked for like there's going to probably be a gift somewhere in there too.
Oh yeah, each tier will now get an end of the year gift. If you're on the $3 tier, you are allowed to submit questions for consideration to be asked to guests. If you're at the $10 tier, you get a guaranteed question asked on interviews. There's other things too, but for the life of me, I cannot see it in front of me.
Going through our messages to find it real quick.
It's hold on, I can tell you right now. But we did have one person upgrade, and I don't think they're here, but thank you so very much.
Yeah, it was super awesome to see someone do that. We're really trying to put out something good because we're like, if we were going to pay for something, we wanted to make it good. So the commentary, it's going to be just like you're watching the episode with us and hanging out with us. We'll do other stuff along the way, like special topics and things that we have brought up, or like AMA questions that we're like, oh, we could do a deep dive with this. You'll get first dibs at it if you're part of the Patreon, and then we'll post it later after the fact. But then you'll also get to like ask questions and things like that, and also tell us if you want to do like if we want to do a panel and stuff like that. We'll have put out a poll and let you guys kind of let us know what shows we should be watching, like Arcane and stuff like that. So that's probably something we will end up doing in the future.
Yeah, I think another thing we're doing is episode deep dives. But I guess the main thing is the commentary tracks and stuff like that. Sorry, I don't know why I'm blanking on it. For some reason, I cannot pull it up right now. But yeah,
It's all right. I mean, well, I think we posted something about it, so I can always look there too and see if it's there.
I like the new bumper backer that you use. What's that? What is that? I canceled my subscription for y'all new tier, so. Oh, your Ipsy subscription. What is Ipsy? Also, you don't need to do that. I mean, you're not gonna. The one thing I want to reiterate is you're not going to get anything less here. Like, we're not taking anything else away from anything else. We're just adding more stuff on the back end. And the commentary tracks, until I can figure out how to get access to the episodes, they are literally just commentary tracks that you press play along with pressing play on the episode.
Yeah.
So that's all in fact.
But we tried to make it as fun as we could. There's like pop-up video. There's all kinds of stuff that we've been doing. So it's going to be like a little bit of facts, humor, fun stuff about the show that we know, and just like questions about certain characters and things like that. So it's just kind of a fun walkthrough with us. And we're trying to watch it, there we go, with like fresh eyes. So it's not like us just like being like, oh, this is the same old episode. It's like, no, we're actually like, if we were watching it for the first time, what would we notice? And we actually have noticed quite a few things that we didn't notice the first time we've watched it.
And for those of you who've been around, it's not so much a full episode breakdown, but it is literally, think of like Mystery Science Theater, but for Bob's Burgers or the Great Notes like that. It's me and JB shooting the shit, just hanging out, watching an episode, and just picking things apart. One thing I will mention is if you're not sure if you want to upgrade to the $10 tier, but you do want to see what all the fuss is about, or you want to kind of like sample it, each of our commentary tracks are available for purchase. So if you just want to make like a one-time purchase just to see, maybe it's my thing, maybe it's not, you can always purchase one of the tracks and see. In fact, this is exactly what you're getting.
Trying to be edgy. I remember this really insulting on the show. But Fox one day. Yeah, here we go. It's not the best quality sounding from a phone, but you get the idea. We literally are just like, all right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, let's go, and then it's just we start.
Yeah, and but yeah, we kicked back and forth like, what can we give that is uniquely us, and that's our opinion and our banter. We figured that's worth charging for, but we'd never charge for something that's readily available that doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Christine, got you. Thank you. Yeah, we figure since Bob isn't on the air right now, we'd use Great North. So.
Yeah, we're just like, why not? And it's fine. We're really trying to push the Great North. It's such a great show, and I mean, I can't wait to talk about the episode we got. So, but it's so good.
That is a good segue. How about we get into the new episode? Let's start with Grimsburg.
Let's do that. All right, guys. Grimsburg, real quick. This is season 2, episode 2. Molly with an 11, referencing, I believe, the kid's birthday is his 11th birthday. When Flute forgets to buy Stan a gift for his birthday, he steals an AI robot from an evidence locker. Winona is forced to confront her ex-boyfriend, who's a doll. So,
yeah, it's clearly a play off the Megan movies.
Definitely.
So right now, just the Megan movie. So JB, we have discussed this off air, but I've kind of turned over a new leaf and accepted the role that our friend Julian over at uh, Comics Chronicle,
No.
has adapted. If something's not for me, it's not for me, but it's definitely for somebody else. I thought this episode, it was all right. As you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the kid or his sidekick, but we didn't really get much of the sidekick this time.
No, we didn't.
Just like a little bit in the beginning. But like, I'm also not a fan of the mom either, and we got her in spades in this episode too.
We did.
I wasn't the biggest fan of this episode. There were some things that I did dig, but for the most part, it just didn't hit for me. Like I've been kind of wishy-washy with Grimsburg. I've made no bones about that. And this episode didn't move the needle either way for me.
No, it for me it stayed kind of the same, and similar gripes that you're having about it too. Like, it's not animation, it's not anything like that, and the voice acting's funny and it's good. It's just really, I think we really want more of a dynamic story. It just seems like this is a play, as you pointed out, Megan, and it works. It's fine-ish, but I think we just want something, I think, a little bit more. And something to just move that needle a little bit, whether it's, and I think they're trying to do that a little bit with like the relationship dynamic between the morgue and his partner, but I don't necessarily know if it's going to do that in that way. I definitely like his partner more than I like the morgue worker. And I guess if they really want to do the horror piece, I really want them to lean into it, like Scary Movie lean into it. And I don't know if they're like doing that yet. It's
weird because you see like Halloween episodes of shows that lean into like the supernatural, and they pull it off really well. And I don't know if it's, I think it's just the story that doesn't interest me.
I think they need to break away from this idea that it's like an over arc. Like we've talked about, like just do the episodes as like small snippet stories. I think the arc of like Flute trying to get back with his ex-wife is probably just, it's almost like David Lynch with Twin Peaks. It's just like, just forget that. That doesn't need to be a thing anymore. Let's just move on. And like when he did that in season 2 of Twin Peaks, he was like, forget about everything you saw for the last 6 episodes. It's not there. Just focus on what's happening now. And everyone's like, oh, those are the best. Those are the best episodes. So I just don't think it's necessary. I think you could definitely have the kid go back and forth between houses, and like I almost wonder if he'd be okay as a partner for Stan, who's just like there, but you'd have to change his whole character a little bit. I don't know. It's just, I don't know if him trying to play a dad works in Flute's favor. He's not that guy.
No. Cello, you're absolutely right. I am not a fan of any kid. Love my niece and nephews, but yeah, kids, no. But yeah, I think we've mentioned this in the past. If there was like an overall bad guy kind of pulling the strings behind the scenes that Flute's trying to get to, but like right now, these are all just kind of Monster of the Week episodes where it's all kind of tied up in a bow at the end of every episode, and there's no like,
because like they did
bigger story to pull.
Yeah, because if you think like back in the day with like Inspector Gadget, like they did the same thing. Like it would just be like one enemy, but at the end you'd be like Claw would do his thing, like
it'd always be like a stinger at the end.
Yeah, and it was like you never even saw him. He was literally like the ginger, and people loved it. They came back, and it was like
you could play off the Marvel trope of like, oh, there's always like an end credit scene. If we saw that here, like we always saw like a shadowy figure, kind of like, oh, he got away this time, or doing something. I'd be a little more intrigued in coming back week to week, but so far that hasn't happened for me yet. I still want to give it the benefit of the doubt. I think they really fumbled on this episode where the intro, they said Grimsburg, the best jump scares or something jump scares, and then they didn't do a jump scare. I think they completely missed it there.
Because even if they like, again, that's leaning into that idea of like being a scary movie. We're leaning into this, or like if you're really leaning into the paranormal, really lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it'd be fun if it was like there was a paranormal expert that he brought that was like just some weird
Mm-hmm.
psychic guy who got everything wrong. And
Yeah,
it's just
I mean,
that could be fun, and just like little things like that. Where like the shows they used to do on like the History Channel and E, where it's just like I feel a presence. And it's like, you sure about that? The fridge is open. No, it's cold over here. And just like
Ghostbusters did the paranormal in comedy perfectly.
it did.
I don't know why this show just isn't hitting for me, but I mean I know why, but I don't know. We see there like
There's moments of it coming through. I just think it's just we need to have them like they need to thread it together better a little bit.
Yeah, this just seems like 13 individual episodes as opposed to like one giant story they're trying to tell. Which, to be fair, I mean, Bob's doesn't do that either. The Great North doesn't do that either. But it just feels incomplete with this show.
Yeah, because this show, I think, set it up to be that. Where I think Bob's and Great North never started with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Krapopolis has a little bit of this too, because there's like an overarching story of the city, and it's like building itself.
Mm-hmm.
And this has kind of had that too, where like Flute's got a past, he's got a family, there's a story there, there's all this stuff there, and it's like he's got to like make Grimsburg safe. It almost would be better if like the government just had a whole conspiracy thing over at Grimsburg, where it's like all this weird stuff happens here, and it's like there's an overarching government thing.
Mm-hmm.
But every time Flute gets close to it, it's almost like in X-Files, the cigarette smoking man. You just see his cigarette in the ashtray, like he was here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's what X-Files did. They had their Monster of the Week episodes, but they also had the overarching story of Mulder and his sister and aliens. That was the overall story that they were telling. And if Grimsburg did that, I would be 100% on board.
Same. I think it just would help it ground itself a little bit. Because it is, as you said, it's so wrapped up in a nice little bow that I think it leaves us wanting more.
Homer fan, what are you talking about? They're going on hiatus in a month. They're going on hiatus after 5 episodes? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think so. They got a new episode coming this Sunday. I don't think they're doing that, so yeah.
There's been no news of that.
No, but yeah, Grimsburg, I mean, it's fine, but I wasn't the biggest fan of this particular episode.
It looks like the next episode, Training Wheel Days, is where they're going to introduce the Otis, the kid detective, which is Martin Short.
Mm-hmm.
So he's put on the force per pressure from the mayor. Flute makes it his mission to get the kid to quit the force. Harmony drinks a lot of cough syrup and gets over a cold, which causes her to what? To what? Oh, yeah, they're not going to tell us. Which causes us... No, still not going to tell us. So I have to go all the rounds.
Not be more
interesting. Read that. Give her a cold, which causes her to start seeing Mr. Flesh. Oh, so she starts seeing the imaginary guy.
Oh, cool. Which means we're getting more of both of those characters.
I just don't know if it's necessary.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It's not. Those are 2 characters they don't need to build up. But I mean, it's their show. We'll watch it. We'll give our opinion. But yeah, I can only give the benefit of the doubt for so long. Right now, it's not doing it for me. I always say give it another season. And we're only 3 episodes in, or 2 episodes in, as you were. 2 or 3 episodes in. We'll see. But just given that description alone, I'm not holding hope. What about Krapopolis?
Krapopolis. This is going to be season 2. We got episode 11, Stavros live and in concert.
Yeah, I keep forgetting we're still on season 2.
Oh, I know. It's interesting. I think just the breakthrough it off.
Yeah.
Tyrannus' favorite singer, Stavros, is in town. He was blind, but also happens to be the favorite singer of Athena and her radical followers. And Deliria goes on a little getaway. but she becomes an aunt
Mm-hmm.
to get her some time away from Schlub. So that is the plot.
I enjoyed the episode.
I did too. I think it had a decent message.
Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of parallels to, and we're not getting political here. I saw a lot of parallels to January 6th, Trump, and the Q movement.
Oh, the group, Athena's
Yeah,
followers.
QAnon, sorry. Yeah, QAnon.
The bros.
Yeah.
Athena's bros.
Especially, yeah, Athena's bros. Athena playing the role of like, hey, these aren't my guys. They're people like me, and they're just doing stuff in my name, which means very much like a certain president of ours. That could just be me, though. Could just be me. I enjoyed the episode myself. I don't know if that guy's really blind.
I was actually hoping he wouldn't be. I was hoping like someone threw something and he ducked, and it's like, how does he know?
I don't think he's blind. Mainly because if you're blind, why would you cover your eyes?
Yeah,
you can't see. Put on some sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just put on an eye patch like Mr. Fishover.
Put on an eye patch. Dug the episode. I liked that it was kind of a fandom episode. Like Athena and Tyrannus were fans of the singer, and they were kind of geeking out over it. And it kind of reminds me of like me and my friends when we talk about bands and stuff, especially like the Vans Warped Tour coming out.
Yep.
And, talking about all these favorite bands of ours and musicians and blah, 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 blah. So that was fun for me. I liked their friendship. When things kind of took a turn at the end, I was like, sure, this makes sense. It didn't upset me enough. And I didn't care for the B plot.
No.
Or should I say the ant plot? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think fell a little flat, but
yeah, it's like Schlub played the role that you see normally, like a Peter Griffin or a Stan Smith. Like they're not listening; they kind of do their own thing. At the end, they learn their lesson, and then all's right with the world.
Yeah, everything worked itself out.
Yeah, but for the most part, I really enjoyed the episode up until maybe not even up until I enjoyed the episode throughout.
What did you think of the credits thing? The guy with the fireplace.
That was fucking weird because it wasn't even. It was like modern clothes.
Mm-hmm. They tell him the story.
Yeah. So, is this a narrator that we're going to see later on down the road? Like, is he telling the story of Krapopolis?
I don't know, but he was really creepy, just being like, now you will probably wondering if I can crawl through the screen like the Ring Girl.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, I can. And I will.
Mirrors.
And mirrors. It's just like, no.
Yeah, so like if this turns out to be like
an ongoing bit.
Yeah, like he's like we find out at the end of the series, like he's just telling us a story of Krapopolis. And they're like, oh, boom, I'm all on board for that. That's a cool little twist for me.
There's just some crazy guy telling a story.
Yeah, because he's not wearing the old timey clothes. He's wearing very modern but like raggedy clothes, and it just seems so out of place and so out of time that I would be 100% on board if it just turns out this is all the ramblings of a madman.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious too if it's going to be something where is this going to be, if it's an ongoing bit, I'm hoping that he's not always in front of the fire. It's just like he's in different places telling the story in like modern cities and things like that. And it's just like him and his everyday life doing this. I think that could be a fun bit. I think it would work. I think it works well. Yeah,
Cello, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me ask you. You are visually impaired, I believe you said, and you said what is the benefit? And I'm not asking this in a sense like, why do it? It doesn't help you any. What's the benefit of covering your eyes? Is it something that helps you or helps visually impaired people?
Or is it more for comfort level for other people?
Is it a comfort thing? I'm trying to understand. Because I mean, obviously, I know like folks like I've seen Stevie Wonder visually impaired who wears glasses. I've seen it without glasses. I know I've seen that before, but is it like help me understand why? Like Jay said, is it a comfort thing? An honest question. Really want to know. Excuse me. But
But
yeah,
I enjoyed the episode. I think it worked out pretty well. I think it was fun to see them fan out. I think it was interesting because it's Athena and Deliria. I was actually just waiting for Deliria and Athena to end up getting into something. And it just never happened because like Athena and her do not get along. I was expecting that, but it just didn't play out that way. That eventually she'd be mad that like Tyrannus is hanging out with Athena and that they're bonding.
I don't even think she knew the entire time. She was just kind of off in her ant world. Some blind people have very sensitive eyes. Okay. So when I was younger, first one blind, I had to constantly keep my eyes covered because it was just... Okay, so so could you still see light, but it was kind of like when your eyes are dilated and it just hurts? Because I know like when I got to get my glasses, I have to dilate my eyes in just the smallest bit of light.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Because you like
painful. Is it like that? And if so, then I completely get that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think she knew anything was going on. She was in her ant little world, kind of dealing with that. It's kind of her girls' getaway weekend kind of thing. So she was kind of off doing her own thing in her own world. But I do think we'll see more of Athena, and I think that'll kind of play itself out later, though.
I do too. Yeah. They do have a pretty good job of looping it back to other things.
Yeah, because there's no way somebody as big as Athena isn't going to be brought up again, and Deliria isn't going to say something about it. So. But all in all, I dug the episode.
I did too.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Am I reaching with my connections there?
No, you're not.
I mean, immediately when I saw, I was
thinking
like,
that as well, and I was like, "Oh, are we doing this? He's doing this." I mean, Dan Harmon, I think, has been outspoken about that, so I think he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do that."
Okay, good to go, Cello. Good to go. See, we're learning. Exactly, that's exactly right. I think I stopped maybe 2 or 3 years after I went blind. Okay. There you go. And that makes sense. And thank you, Cello. I mean this sincerely. Thank you for teaching that. I appreciate you. Great North.
Yeah, Great North.
North.
Yeah, it was really good. I didn't love that I had to wait an extra week NASCAR, but it was
Get over it. The episode's here. We've moved past that.
Yes, we have.
Give us do you have the synopsis in front of you?
I do. Okay. The Prince of Hyde's adventure. Will finally gets cast on a local Alaskan survival show, Drop Off to Die, which is so weird to name, but yeah. But when he gets out early, his shame leads him to sneak home and hide on the Tobin property instead, and then around Lone Moose itself. This was a great plot. Great story. Totally works. Good lesson at the end. I mean, Great North is not shying away from talking about mental health stuff like shame and guilt and things in childhood, dreams going away, and like having to figure out like loss of partner and stuff. Like they've really gotten into it, and they don't shy from it. And I know you brought up the B plot too of Honeybee and Dirt basically just getting into margaritas. I will tell you what I was hoping would happen with that. I think it works just fine. I think it could have been a little bit more involved. I would love the whole family to be more involved with the whole story, but it does work just fine. Aunt Dirt hasn't had margaritas, and it was fun to hear what she would see and what she was thinking. So what did you think of this episode? Because I already have tons of things I'd like to say about it.
Right. Just to answer Cello's question real quick, Aunt Dirt wasn't in the intro, or she isn't in the intro. That we've seen at least. I've combed through that thing. I don't know if I'll see it. I do remember saying like I wish Jerry was in the intro, but he is in the intro. So that got answered. I can't remember if he was still there. But we got a new intro. We kind of zoom in from the Great North title into the E, I think it is, or one of the letters on Beef singing, and then we got the new boat, the Anal Breeze. Anal Breeze. We got obviously
It's
the bear
bigger.
singing.
It looks bigger too coming
It
down.
does. We got the new intro with the bear saying "Wow." Ham getting hit in the back of the head with a snowball and falling over into the snow is also new. So those are the new things as far as the intro.
That's what I've noticed. I really need to look at the difference between the board games because they usually add something in the board game sequence right at the end. Because last year I think it was Moon pocketing the money. We've always had the different shirt with Wolf.
Yeah, I think that was.
And I think Judy and Ham high five. I think that was season 2.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a breakdown of the different season intros.
And we can talk to some people and they can let us know if what we're noticing is actually real or if we're just experiencing some sort of alternate universe where something happened that didn't.
Let me before I get into my review. Did you spot the Yeti?
I didn't get to. I'm really gonna look for it tonight when I watch.
Okay, I know exactly where it's at.
I think I did.
Yeah,
but I want to verify if I did.
Okay. Well, I will say I did see the Yeti, but I'll let you find it. I won't tell you where to look.
Okay.
Great North. Absolutely loved the episode. I didn't care much for the B plot line. It wasn't terrible, but it did kind of feel like they just needed something for Dirt and Honeybee to do. So like, oh, we're just gonna day drink and I'm gonna have a margarita for the first time. It reminded me of Beef tripping on drugs, except that was just a scene and not a full plot line. So if this was just a scene, I'd have dug that more. We could have done anything else, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It served its purpose. A good B plot should not take away from the A plot, and that's what this did.
And that's what this did, yeah. It just fills in a few minutes of space.
Yeah, and we didn't get too much of it to where you're like, all right, let's get back to the A plot. I absolutely loved Wolf in the woods.
Yeah.
For the whole 10 hours that he was there.
The dude was crushing it. Like it looked like he was good. Like he could have lived there. Like he's one of the Tobins. Like if anyone was gonna not do it, I think it'd be Wolf or Judy, and maybe Ham. But like Moon would crush it, Beef would crush it, and I even think at some points probably like I think Ham and Judy would figure it out. I think they're resourceful enough. I think Wolf is the one that I was worried that he would get isolated and feel alone because he likes to be around people.
Yeah.
So I figured that is what would get to him.
He's not as self-reliant as we gave him credit for.
Yeah, as the crest shows, you need to be able to just be alone and isolated. I love that it's just like Beef just sitting on his log looking out. It's literally on the crest.
Charles says, also the animation for this episode gave me Home on the Range vibes with how smooth it was.
They upped
the scene in particular where they drop Moon off at the island and kind of push him off the boat, and it pulls out, and it's just that mountain and the ocean and everything. It looks like straight out of a painting. It's very picturesque, very beautiful. The only thing I wasn't the biggest fan of, and I'm glad they kind of fixed it in the end, was the mini wolf, the doll. I didn't hate it, but I was like, okay, I guess. A lot of callbacks to Fight Club.
Yeah. Project, yeah.
Not Project Anarchy.
Mayhem, but yeah.
Project Mayhem, sorry. Project Mayhem.
They called it something different, but yeah.
Yeah. But all in all, I really dug the episode. I didn't catch it the first time. I caught it on the second time, but I didn't realize that Wolf shaved his mustache. I was like, why does he look so different? I can't pin this other than the entire getup. Something seems different about it. I was like, oh, he shaved his mustache, which I hated. Grow it back.
You probably will.
He learned his valuable lesson. I like how Beef kind of put 2 and 2 together real fast. He's like, that's Wolf's snow machine. Oh, thought that was really good.
It was a slower build. Once the snow machine happened, and it was like the same deodorant, I think he was starting. I think Beef kind of knew for a little bit, but he was like, I'm not gonna like out him. I'm gonna let him figure it out for himself.
Let's see. RVA says the wolf puppet freaked him out. Jerry and Beef on drugs got a song. Terry Claus. That's nice. The wolf puppet gave me vibes of the book How to Sell a Haunted House. Never heard of it.
The doll I enjoyed. The doll was kind of like chaos in itself, and I think it's the side of Wolf we don't see. I think that's the part of his brain that he doesn't let out, and that's the part that's like a little more demented, because he's always happy-go-lucky and like everything's great, and it's like this is the other side of Wolf when he's alone and isolated and things are not good. This is the Wolf that comes out.
Yeah, and he flipped so fast.
Yes, he did.
It was wild. Like, he built all that stuff. He was self-reliant, and all of a sudden...
He made a mug! He did, like, all these things. And I was like, oh, he's crushing it. Shelter's built. Water's been found. He's boiling. He's cooking. Like, he made
caught a fish.
Yeah, literally, he did all the stuff. Set traps. It's like, he's gonna do it.
I'm going to suggest Toddland make a mini wolf. We'll let him know, Toasty.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let him
Honestly,
know. We'll give you credit.
I do wonder if this is, if Wolf did so well, not just because of Beef setting him up and things like that, but like, did Tusk Johnson watching that as a kid make him feel good at being a survivalist?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, his family, I wonder, because he said like, oh, I went camping with A, B, and C. I've always gone camping with people, and maybe they're the ones who actually took care of everything, even though he was like, oh, I helped too. Like, you didn't, and now you're proving that you can't survive in the woods and you'll probably die. Also, the biggest thing that rocked my world in this whole episode, Wolf is 22.
Yeah, I did not.
Excuse me?
No, I thought. Well, I mean, I guess it makes math with how old Beef is, but I thought Wolf was older. I thought
he was like 26, 27.
Yeah, like late to mid 20s.
Who the hell has a fiance from California, drive from California? She's probably around the same age, 21, 22. Drove to go meet a stranger in Alaska at such a young age.
That just knew.
That blew my freaking mind that he's only 22.
He's young. Really, he's only... Because Ham can drive. So can Judy, technically, but she can't. Ham can. So you're thinking like 16, 17 years old. So he's only, 5 years older than them? Maybe 6?
Exactly. That math don't math for me. I love the Wolf stole food, but it was also working for free. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. And then his name, Dry Goods. I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Dry Goods.
I watched it 4 times for the life of me. I cannot remember. But, yeah, I love that he was wearing the Khaleesi wig.
Yep. When he made his costume, I was like, hello there, Khaleesi.
Also, why not just completely shave the mustache? Why keep the little wispy...
I don't know. I think he was trying to go for like an old hipster man, basically.
He's got the John Waters mustache, and it doesn't make sense. Just get rid of it. I have ages for them. Okay. They met in the middle first. Hey, but still at 22?
Rick Drygoods.
Rick Drygoods. There you go. Thank you.
Good old Rick Drygoods. My wife
but
make my life what happened.
At 22, I mean,
yeah.
How old were you when you got engaged?
25.
Okay, I was around the same age, 21, 22. Yeah, okay. But still, like, Alaska to California?
I think it's Alaska and California that's throwing you off.
That's the thing I can't wrap my mind around. Like, you didn't know each other. Also, Dirt is in her 80s? Is she?
I think based on her time when she's, like, back in, like, the 40s and things, like, based on that, you can kind of get an idea of maybe how old she is.
Yes, I love the Khaleesi name job. And Dirt is 85. Yeah, she's a spry 85-year-old then.
That's what happens when you fight the commies.
Yeah, if Dirt is 85, then yeah, Beef's father's definitely going to be in the 70s or 80s at the very least.
If they're still around, yeah.
All in all, love the episode. I think my favorite part was when Wolf revealed himself to be Randy. And then everybody who didn't have their head up their butts realized, oh, yeah. When Ham was like, what? Wolf is Randy. I thought that was hilarious. And then Cheesecake was like, that's my roommate. Thank them for putting in Randy, but not making him a central character, because I don't really like that guy.
Yeah. No, you don't.
No, call me crazy, but
Call me crazy. I don't like it. On the same thread as you, I loved this episode. It was great. I loved pretty much all of it. I love that he tried to get on a show to impress the Tobins. He would do that. I really thought he'd last longer than 10 hours. I did figure the loneliness would get to him. I figured that's what would crush him. When I started seeing him rolling snow, and I was like, oh, is he making Snowman Family? Like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah, but what?
And I did love that he literally like picked up that walkie-talkie. He's like, if you don't get here now, there is blood on your hands. And he's just like, well, send someone over. They're not too far away. He's like, they're too far away. They're too far.
That's not close enough. Yeah, I just wonder what caused him to snap. Everything seemed fine.
That doll, I think that's just his inner self literally coming out, and he's just like lost it.
Yeah. I do like that the questionnaire was only like 4 questions long to get on there.
Do you want to die?
For $8,000. Gonorrhea?
Yeah.
Which I don't know why you're by yourself. I don't know.
Would you die on a public access television show?
Yeah. Like,
yes, I would.
For Tobin glory, I'll die for free.
I was really for the B plot. The thing I think I was hoping for most, they kind of showed it when they went to like Kangaroo Jack's, and he saw Honeybee. I was waiting for him to like approach her and like try to like be snazzy and be like, I'm Rick Dragoods. How about you, young lady? And like try to start up a conversation with her. I was really hoping that would happen, or they'd be like, bring over 2 margaritas, like the gentleman down there, and it would just be him being like, ladies. Yeah,
I mean they did exchange that brief glance, but I mean he interacted with the family. I just wish he would have done something with Honeybee too. But she would have been funny. So easy too.
Well, I think it'd have been funny too if, like, after he revealed himself, she's like, "I knew." I just figured you got to deal with this. He's a grown ass adult, and just like the thing about it, it would have been funny.
I would have liked the entire family to have known. They're just kind of like watching him and make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah, just like, oh yeah, this
it's like we knew the whole time.
Yeah,
RVA brought up a great point. Is like, yeah, he made snowmen who could feel, which is like, why would you make us to feel pain? Which I thought was, yeah, there you go, Kim. Yeah. But yeah, really love the episode. It's a great way to kick off. I mean, we got episode 1 back in December, but I consider this more of the jumping off point for the season.
Same.
And I thought it was really good.
Oh, I loved it, and I'm excited. I mean, if this is just the precursors, episode 1 was amazing, and we got 2, and Hides was great. So. And we get Silence of the Damned adventure next, when Honeybee thinks she's conquered every danger in Alaska. A new one pushes her limits in a horror-inspired episode. This could be fun.
It looks like just the still image that they have on Fox Flash gives me Five Nights at Freddy vibes, because it looks like Chuck E. Cheese, Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics. So I'm excited to see that. It's weird that we're getting a horror-esque episode. I wonder if it's Halloween themed or if it's just like horror.
I mean, Honeybee likes horror, so maybe this is kind of like her haunting episode. Where like it's too much for her, and she's like, I don't like it. Yeah, excited to see what they do there. But yeah, great return for the Great North. Excited for the season. Hopefully, we get a season 6, and that's why we're pushing so hard for this show. And you know what? Actually, this is a great time. Now that the Great North is back, our friend Sam from To Lone Moose and Back has been so gracious with his time and has actually given us what we're calling the Lone Moose Minute, where he sits down and gives his review of the show from a different perspective. And JB, if you're up for it, I'd like to go ahead and play his bit right now. Go for it. Here's the thing. The video was too large to upload onto Restream, so I have to play it off YouTube. So everybody relax for a second. Let me share screen.
And a very good evening to you. Hope having a good day so far. My name is Sam, aka To Lone Moose and Back, coming to you here on From North to Wharf with another edition of the Lone Moose Minute, where I give you my thoughts on the latest episode of The Great North. that being the second episode of Season 5, The Prince of Hyde's Adventure, which of course was meant to premiere last week but ended up being preempted due to a certain event where cars turn left and go vroom vroom, much to the disappointment of myself and I'm sure you as well. Everything's back to normal this week, no NASCAR to interrupt it. So let's dive straight into my thoughts and feelings on this particular Tobin outing. And I loved the main plot that followed Wolf going on the Alaskan survival show Dropped Off to Die, ultimately ending up as what was known as a go-home Gary, and going to great lengths to avoid being spotted by his family and the town following his elimination. I thought it was the stronger of the two plots that we had, and it made for some really fantastic viewing. I particularly enjoyed Wolf's time as Rick Drygoods. I thought that was a really good and fun persona that he adopted, as well as to watch. Running through the town nearly naked, telling people that he made it on the show. I mean, that's just classic Wolf at the end of the day. Of course he'd do something like that. As well as the addition of Mini Wolf, the doll that Moon whittled, which I thought did a great job as being Wolf's little haunting psychotic sidekick, if you will. But what I really enjoyed seeing the most during that plotline was Beef's excellent parenting skills on show once again near the end, saying that he hoped Wolf knows that the family isn't ashamed of him and that he's a Tobin through and through. Beef is one of the best animated dads out there in my opinion, and it's moments like that that really help to solidify that claim. And seeing the town smile and laugh at Wolf's antics and time on the show, as well as applauding him and requesting autographs, was also very lovely to see, and I'm so glad that the citizens of Lone Moose were proud of him despite what happened on the show. Other great moments for me include a new intro with the new broke, the canal breeze, or anal breeze as you will, with the sea rubbed off. I love the shot of Wolf and Honeybee on the bow of the ship reenacting Jack and Rose from Titanic, which I thought was a great callback to My Fart Will Go on Adventure, the season 1 finale, which of course had Titanic as the theme of their wedding. I loved Dirt's margarita hallucinations and experience during the B-plot. Mrs. Tunley running over Wolf on 2 occasions. Drive, Dorothy, drive! The Tobins pretending to play xylophone at the table. That great shot of Wolf going through the vent system, and you just see how the house is laid out and the Tobins in the different rooms, as well as some of the dialogue, which I thought was brilliant this week. Anthony Gio and Nick Mandanat should give themselves a pat on the back because they did a fantastic job at writing this episode and inserting some really hilarious lines. Beef was on fire especially this week, saying things like how Go Home Gary should be exiled to Indianapolis of all places. I don't know why Indianapolis, but okay. His line about a tree pervert, about how he and the tree don't consent, and the running gag involving the stranger having the same items as Wolf. So overall, I'm going to give the Prince of Hyde's Adventure a 8 out of 10. I thought it was a real solid comeback for the show and definitely worth the extra week wait. But that's all from me here on From North to Wolf's The Lone Moose Minute. I've been Sam, aka To Lone Moose and back, and I'll see you again next week when we take a look at Bots on the Side Adventure. Until then, I'll hand you back over to Mike and JB.
I could listen to that kid talk all day.
Same. I literally love it. Christine brought up it's like Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with Robin Leach. I'm like, totally. Literally, once you wrote that, I was like, that's totally the voice.
We get that reference. Yes.
I wish that the Great North would have a David Attenborough episode where someone's narrating and they literally just ask Sam to do it.
He should just do it. He should just narrate. We should get him to do a commentary track for us.
We should. I mean, it could be fun if we were able to kind of just, let's see what we can do with him. Because I think that would be fun. Even if he introduces, here comes Mike and JB attempting to do something fun. And just here we go.
And is the nicest guy in the world. If you don't already, follow To Lone Moose and Back on Instagram.
He does daily trivia. It's such a good page if you love the Great North. Yeah,
he's so much fun. And thanks to him for giving us the opportunity to have him on the show. Because Lord knows he could do his own thing. He's fantastic.
Hopefully he'll keep doing Lone Moose Minute because it's really good. He's nailing everything we bring up. He brings it up in such an elegant way.
Yeah, much better than our stupid accents. Makes it seem fancy. But yeah, he'll be with us as long as the Great North is around and he wants to do it. Then he has a place on North to work with.
Yep, always will.
Yeah. But yeah, there you go. That has been the new episodes. Again, we're capping these at an hour now just for the sake of our own sanity and our personal lives. With that being said, we're kind of winding down here. JB, is there anything else you want to bring up?
We're gonna have some more commentary tracks coming out soon for Patreon, so keep a lookout. I'm gonna do some more unboxing things this week. That's gonna probably start up tomorrow, where I start recording a lot more of those, especially kind of like these. I'm gonna try to collect these ones, these danglers here from Bullseye, and then I've also got the other ones, the Fever Dream ones, to finish up. So I'll start those up again and just try to have some fun. And also I got some pins I need to show off, so I might do a little bit of a deep dive where like I bring up one item and maybe do a deep dive about it, talk about it for like a minute and post it, see what you guys think.
We got a couple minutes. You want to play another round of 20 questions?
Do it.
All
do
right.
it.
I have the character in mind. You have 20 questions. Go.
Do they wear glasses?
No.
Do they have hair?
Yes.
Do they go to Wagstaff?
No.
Do they own a shop on Ocean Avenue?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Do they work at the wharf?
No.
Do they work at Wagstaff?
No. And remember, if you guess a character, you forfeit all the remaining turns.
Okay. Let's see. Do they frequent Bob's Burgers?
No.
Okay. Have they been in more than 2 episodes?
Yes.
Are they friends with Bob and Linda?
No. Yes, Ken. Like Marlena was saying, we go live every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us. But yeah, every Monday.
Okay. Are they friends with the kids?
No. They're. No, I'm just going to answer the questions you give me.
Okay.
And you are now. This will be question 11.
Okay. Are they male?
Yes.
Okay. Are they in a holiday episode?
Yes.
Are they in a Christmas episode?
Yes. Thank you, Marlena. You're doing our job. I appreciate you.
This is a tough one.
Yes, Ken. We posted it on our Instagram about 2 hours ago. Once we got the thumbs up from Simon, yeah, we posted it.
This is tough.
Good. Last time you got it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Does this person wear roller skates?
No.
No, it's not a roller skate guy. All right. They have hair. Male. Not friends with it. Well, technically, they could be friends with it. Are they part of a biker gang?
No.
It's not any of the Wide Snakes.
4 more questions.
Does he wear a hat?
Not normally. I can't say we've never seen this person without a hat or with a hat, but not normally.
Okay.
3 more.
Does he work for the police?
No.
It's not Bosco.
Well, Bosco was last week.
That was last week's.
Yeah. 2
2
more questions. Is he going to get it, chat? I don't think so.
I don't feel confident with this one. Does he make documentaries?
Nope. Last question.
Is he a health inspector?
No. That is
we
it.
got there. Okay.
Now I need a guess. No more
Crap.
questions, only guess. Christine says Mike Wobbles.
I was thinking maybe Mike. Because it's not Mickey. It's no one from the wharf. It's not any health inspectors. It's not Bosco. It's not Roller Skate Guy or Randy. It's not anyone who frequents the restaurant. He wears a hat sometimes, but not always. That's why I was thinking Randy, because Randy does take it off occasionally.
He could wear a hat. I'm struggling to picture this person in a hat, but if you showed me a photo, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Typically, we don't see this person in a hat.
Okay, it's not Roller Skate Guy either. It's...
Kin says it's the mannequin guy. Chet.
Chet. I thought maybe it could be Chet, too.
Remember, once JB puts a guess out there, game over. It's the only thing that's keeping this stream going. We could all go home.
True. It's very true. I'll go with Mr. Wobbles. Let's go with Mike.
All right, that is his guess. All right, Ken, what you got? JB's already locked in his guess, so unfortunately, you can't change his mind. What do you think? I'll give it about another 10 seconds here. 10. Well, there's a delay on the line countdown. I'm guessing Gene's albino.
Ken.
JB, would you like the answer?
Yeah, go for it.
The answer to all your questions, both right and wrong, is Big Bob.
Oh, Big Bob.
Big Bob. I wasn't sure if we've seen him in a hat, and I wasn't 100% sure. I don't believe his store's on Ocean Avenue.
No, it's not.
I was scared you were going to ask, is it a Belcher?
I might start asking that.
That is such a bullshit.
Characters really quick, but
that is such a bullshit way. If you did that, we'd play 3 questions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many side characters. You could play this pretty easily. Like, I know people play Guess Who occasionally, and they'll use Bob characters to do it, but even then, you're playing with like a couple hundred people.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was Big Bob. But for what it's worth, when we play this in the future, it'll always be a character that you like. Who is that? It'll always be a character that you know. So that much I can't say.
Oh, good one though.
There you go. But yeah, there you have it, folks. This has been From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I'm JB.
And we will see you next Monday. I want to leave this question for the audience to ponder. Who should I bring to Amsterdam? Bob went to Japan. Gene went to the Philippines. Teddy went to South Korea. Who's coming with me to Amsterdam? Let us know next month. Wait, will I be here next Monday? Yes, I'll be here next Monday. Let me know who we need to bring.
Do it then.
Yeah. Do it. Think about it. That's your homework. Good night, everybody.
Night, everyone.